So let's talk about introducing privacy by design in the real business scenarios. How can organization change their working processes, automate them in a way that their employees don't need to worry about privacy? Welcome to my YouTube channel where you daily see a new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about applying privacy by design in the real business scenarios. We'll pick up a few 4 or 5 business scenarios and see how we can apply this. So to begin with, HR and employee data, and HR collects all the varieties of personal data, starting from basic name, address, phone number to educational personal data, financial personal data, the healthcare personal data. So a lot of personal data, biometrics, if in case the attendance is biometric, a lot of personal data, sensitive personal data comes to HR. A few examples where HR can automate in a way that the privacy is taken care of. Auto delete all rejected resumes. Rejected as in the resumes getting rejected themselves, rejected as in even the candidate has been rejected. If you want, you can for your future references retain the name of the candidate or some other HR related information that can help tag the candidate, but you don't need to retain the entire resume. You can optimize your storage and you can ensure that you don't have too many personal or too much PII with you for this candidate. HRMS software that you are using should allow PII changes, help you manage the user rights, right? So when the employee logs in, he can change whatever he wants to change of his personal information. Even if the idea is that you want approve, for example, he has changed his address and you want that he should update his Aadhaar there, fine, you take it. If it needs a post approval from the management, no problems. But he should be easily able to see it and easily able to make changes, giving the user rights to the employee. He should be allowed to track status of any of his requests. That brings in transparency, and both the HRMS software as well as the file servers should be encrypted. That's something that IT should follow to make sure that there is privacy in the design of the system, that everything is encrypted. The moment something is written, the moment something is uploaded, it gets encrypted immediately. Remember that the internal employees are also, in a way, your business associates, and therefore they also need care on their personal data that's available, of course, in a digitized format. Then we talk of a SaaS or a startup model. They develop applications on mobile. Those are available on web-based platforms as well. What all things can they do to begin with? They should obtain consent. Very, very important pillar for privacy. Having the permission from the user to utilize their personal information gets you user respect. They should have an opt-out mechanism, which is a part of the consent, you can say, but then opt-out mechanism should be granular, ideally, and especially for third-party sharing of information. That brings in privacy as a default setting, right? Getting consent, allowing opt-out, making opt-out or consent as granular. That is, you can select it for selected services. Like in this example, I said, you don't want that your data should be shared to third parties. Fine, you opt out from sharing from third parties, right? They bring in privacy as a default setting in your organization, and then whatever dashboards you are publishing, if you anonymize them or if you avoid displaying the personal information of the customer, then again user detail not being shown makes your system secure. By default, the dashboard available has the security feature. Privacy by design helps build trust and reduce liabilities. Then we have marketing and sales team, and they do collect data, right? They love to collect extra data, and I use this example a lot. I want to do email marketing with you. Please share me your phone number. What are you talking about, right? You want to do email marketing? Take my email address. Data minimization is highly applicable in case of marketing and sales teams. So they have CRM forms, lead generation forms, email campaigns. They should pseudonymize the reporting part of the data, right? They should create pseudonyms for a particular kind of report or for a particular category available in the report and publish the report accordingly instead of publishing the PIIs of the users. That gives us the comfort that the privacy part is embedded even in the reporting of the system. Again, allow users to edit and view and edit their information, user rights. Don't pre-check a newsletter subscription. It should not be assumed that since I am doing a campaign, everyone wants whatever I want to push to them, right? You should take a proper consent. Or if you are signing up or starting up a new campaign in form of newsletters, do make sure that you have an unsubscribe button. So if someone receives it and does not think he needs it, he can unsubscribe from it quickly. Privacy as a default, and allow users to both, you give them the control over their choices as well as you put in privacy by default in your system. Privacy by design checklist during campaign can fix privacy. Vendor relationships, with complete series of videos on vendor relationships, and in India we are not very strict on vendor agreements, right? Once done, stays there for years. So you outsource payrolls, analytics, cloud services. Do you really have agreements? Have you done vendor due diligence? If you do that, you get better visibility for yourself and for your principals, and you provide them security in a way because now you are sure that you are with the right vendor. You restrict their access on basis of role, how they handle the data, what part of data, and within their organization, a role based access. Create retention timelines after the end of the contract for how long would the vendor retain the data. That brings in transparency as well as security in a way. And then what is the breach notification obligation? How much time, when, to whom, right? These are important aspects. They also bring in transparency. So vendor contracts are very critical. Data processing agreement should be there. Privacy by design. For some of the points I have already noted above, must include the supply chain. Tech and IT infrastructure guys. Now these are the most important people in the entire infrastructure system in the organization. They store the data, they create databases, they give you file systems. They should ensure that there is a role-based access control. Data is encrypted in flight as well as at rest. The moment it is picked up, it starts getting encrypted. Sensitive data is even anonymized, masked. So a positive sum is also achieved here apart from achieving security. Right? Innovation is there. You have introduced anonymization or masking, and you have not compromised with privacy, or vice versa. You have done privacy and you have not compromised with the other security features or other projects. And log user access. Who is logging in at what time to work on which file, what is he doing? That brings in more transparency. Privacy is not an IT function, it's a business function, right? But IT is a key enabler to ensure that privacy is maintained. If they don't encrypt the data, privacy is at risk. If they don't take backups, privacy is at risk. If they don't apply role-based access control, privacy is at risk. And finally, you should avoid collecting too much of data, deploying tools that do not have privacy checks, no definitions of retention period. You should create retention periods. You should certify your deletion process so that the data is not recoverable from formatted or killed disks. User visibility is another very important aspect of data privacy and transparency in data privacy. You should put in all these elements early, and you should not try and avoid privacy till it becomes too late and you suffer from a breach. So that's about applying data privacy or privacy by design in real business scenarios. I hope you like the content of the video. Please press the bell and the like icon. Subscribe to my channel and share your feedback in the comment section. Thank you.